Welcome to the Getting Unstuck podcast, where we dive into all things law of attraction, manifesting, and what is keeping you stuck in your current reality loop and how to turn it around. My name is Anya, and I am your host. The whole point about being interested in law of attraction and law of assumption is for the stuff that we want to have in our life experience. We want to know how to get what we want into our physical reality. In my studies of manifesting and the laws that bring us what we want, I have found that there are two main factors that are the key components to manifesting. These are your beliefs and your desires. And while we always have a desire for something, whether that is for a new car, a relationship, a home, or a job, that doesn't mean that we simply get what we want, right? Because if we simply wanted something and it appeared, we wouldn't need to study the law of attraction and manifesting because our stuff would just appear. That means that there must be something more to it. And there is. Manifesting starts with a desire. You want something that you currently don't have. We all have desires, some big, some small, some important ones, and some insignificant ones. And we have a specific reason for wanting whatever it is that we want. We want the relationship for love, for companionship, for desire and sharing our life with someone special. We want the job for a challenge to see if we can expand our skill set. We want it for the money. We want it for the recognition. We want the house for security, for comfort, for a place to call our own and make it exactly how we want it to be. So our desires are driven by a reason, a motivation. And the motivation is all about how it will make us feel when we have it. This is a very important aspect when it comes to creating what we want, and we'll discuss that in more detail a bit later on. If you've ever tried to manifest something on purpose, you may have found it easier to manifest something small and otherwise insignificant. Something like a parking space. Yes, this old cliche. But it is an interesting situation to look at because it begs the question, why is it easier to manifest a parking space than that dream job? Because if you know anything about manifesting, there really is no big and small. It's just as easy to manifest a parking space than it is to manifest that dream job. You may be shouting at me that this cannot be true, otherwise wouldn't you have that dream job? That some things are just so much harder to manifest than others. Because if it was that easy, wouldn't you just already have everything that you want? This may be one of those things that need a bit more time to wrap your head around. But the size of your desire and the situation around it and how it's going to happen doesn't matter. There is no bigness or smallness in the universe. There is no difference between manifesting a button and manifesting that dream house. The biggest deciding factor is what you believe about it. Your perception about your desire is what does matter. Your belief about it is what matters. And it matters because that is what creates, or doesn't create, depending on your belief. The evidence is in the pudding. Your belief about your desire is what creates. So if you believe that it's difficult to get that dream job, that there is a lot of competition, and that there are very few jobs like the one you want available, then this is going to be your experience. You will find that this job is very difficult to get, that you'll have to jump through a lot of hoops, make a lot of connections, and literally go out of your way for it. There will be 10 other candidates who are just as good as you or even better applying for the same position, and there will only ever be one of these job offers going. It will feel like a struggle. It will feel like you have a lot of competition. It will feel like a mountain to climb. It will feel like you don't stand a chance. It will feel like a huge amount of effort. All this because that is what you believe to be true about your dream job. And you may well be justified. All the evidence, all the reality situations tell you that it's true. Everyone says it's difficult and they have always been right. They tell you with conviction that this is true. This type of job is in high demand, with many applicants and few opportunities to apply. The evidence that there are few people who get that job is everywhere. Because that is what you believe to be true too. What a bombshell of a revelation, right? And you may well say that it is true. Look at how few people get the opportunity to apply and how even less people actually get the job. And you would be right in saying this, because this is your belief too. So you have to experience what you believe to be true. It is law. So if what you believe to be true is true, then isn't it possible that you can change your mind? Is it possible to change your belief about this situation? Could this be a different story for you? Because you decided to change your belief about what is possible for you. You may not have evidence that this is possible, but if you were to reverse engineer what you've been creating so far, isn't it possible to engineer what you actually want on purpose? All the circumstances of your life have been created by you, because that is what you believe to be true about you and for you. You don't second guess it. You accept that this is the way that it is, and you hope that something better will come along. But that is playing a version of Russian roulette, without the actual gun, of course, by putting your circumstances into the land of hope and fate, when in actual fact you do have much more control about how your life pans out. It all depends on what you believe is true and what you believe is possible for you. Your desires are yours for a reason. They are a part of your life journey and your expansion. And if you are able to dream your dream, then you are able to create it. But it does require you to uplevel what you believe to be true for you and what you believe is possible for you. It requires faith to take the next step, even when you don't have any evidence that this will work for you or that what you want is possible for you. The first clue is the desire that you have. If you want to have that job that seems so exclusive and difficult to get, then you have already set the manifesting process into motion. Desire is powerful, and when it is a specific desire, then you are directing your energy into a specific direction. The stronger the desire, the more powerful the magnetism. If you stayed in that state of desire, and only that desire, then what you want will come to you. But we are very quick to counter our desire with doubt. You want that job, but don't believe that you can get it. You want to move up the career ladder, but you think that someone else who is better qualified will get it. You want to earn more money than this job provides, but you don't think that you're good enough to actually get it. You see, the but factor here is what holds the manifestation away. The doubt is a manifestation blocker, and we are so very quick to doubt. We are trained to doubt. We are conditioned to always expect the worst, to hope for the best, but expect the worst. This is the slogan that we know all too well, and it is one that has been ingrained into our brain, and it is the path of least resistance when it comes to our trail of thoughts. This path has been so very well used that our mind can go there without effort, without trying. It's the go-to. But it's also why we are stuck in our current situation. The desire can't come when the doubt is so big and blocking our manifestation in its tracks. And it probably doesn't feel like you have that much doubt. After all, that is what affirmations are for. You practice your affirmations every day, and they always make you feel better once you're done. But the problem comes in when you do the affirmations and they seem really good, but your subconscious mind knows what you truly believe. It only responds to what you believe is true. It doesn't have an opinion or a sense of right or wrong. All that the subconscious mind responds to is what you believe to be true. And if you believe that the job is so very competitive and difficult to get, then it will create those experiences for you. Not because you deserve to have a difficult time in securing that job. It has nothing to do with whether or not you deserve that job. It has to do with what you believe about yourself in regards to that job. If you believe that this is a job that is possible for you, then it will be. The circumstances will align themselves to make it happen for you, because that is what you believe to be true. If you were to analyze your life up to now, and if you were to think back to those situations where you kinda just knew what the outcome would be, even if you hoped for a different one, and you are proven right because it did happen the way you knew it would, that is your manifesting power. Your power of attracting that which you believe to be true is what created the outcome that you experienced. We are all conditioned by our life experiences, by our parents' life experiences, and by the experiences of those around us. It is these experiences that set the tone as to what we as children learn to expect. If you don't eat all the food on your plate, you won't get any dessert. So we get conditioned that if we do something, then there is an effect that follows. We know that this is true, and this truth follows us into adulthood. Except now, there's a whole other world of causes and effects. We learn that in order for us to have something, then we have to do something to get it. This is a hardwired truth that we have learned and that we have completely bought into. But the real truth is that we need to learn how to use our energy state first. This is why when two people do the same thing, they can get very different results because of their energy state. It is the energy state that creates, and we create our energy state by the thoughts that we think. The thoughts that we think over and over again create our beliefs. And when we have beliefs about things, then it's our beliefs that create our reality. Because when you have a belief about something, then you have expectations around it. If you believe that it's difficult to get that dream job of yours, then you expect it to be difficult. You know that it is difficult to get the job, so therefore you expect it, and so it must be. Can you see how these things go together? Our conditioning around things in our life have created our thoughts about those things, and we have formed our beliefs about them. Then the beliefs that we hold create our state of expectancy about it. It all works together in perfect harmony. Even if it doesn't feel like it does, because what you want isn't materializing. But the thing is, once you know how it all works, then you can begin to change things in order to manifest what you want into your life experience. But it does require changing your thoughts and beliefs about the thing that you want, because your beliefs create your expectation, and those two together create the energy that manifests the thing into your physical reality. The tricky part comes in when there's a particular intensity about your beliefs. If you have a strong intensity about something, then this is a strong magnetic energy. For example, if you believe that this job that you want is impossible to get, and you feel really strongly that it is impossible, then this feeling is what makes it a strong magnet, just not in the way that you want it to be for you. The intensity that you have about things is powerfully creative. It will keep that thing in your orbit, whether it is right now. The intensity that you have about things is powerfully creative. It will keep that thing in your orbit, wherever it is right now. This would mean that if you had the strong conviction that the job you really want is absolutely impossible for you to get, there is simply too much competition and too many other better qualified people there to snatch it up, then this is going to be your reality. Equally, if you believe that you will always stay stuck in your current job, that you are just not good enough for that what you really want, then this will be your experience as well. You will need a really good reason to change your mind, to start the process of changing your habitual thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. And it will probably be really uncomfortable at first, because we don't really like to change things. We like the predictability of our life and life experiences. Until you've had enough, and then the desire for something else to show up becomes so strong that you can no longer accept your reality as it currently is. That is when your desire is strong enough to create change in your life. It is this strong desire that has the power to move mountains. And it is this strong desire that enables people to do the impossible, like the mother that will move a car in order to free her child that got stuck underneath it. Her desire, her passion, her will is so strong that nothing will stand in her way, literally. This extremely powerful desire that has no room for doubt, no room for logic, will create the otherwise impossible. But these situations are so rare that it's almost impossible for us to give them credit and to use them as strong examples for what is possible. But they are a part of the equation. If people are able to do the extraordinary, then why not make the extraordinary available to you? a way of life that includes these extraordinary manifestations, because these extraordinary manifestations are not reserved for a select few. They are available to us all. They are only limited by the habitual thoughts and beliefs that we have, and we can only break through them when we are put into a situation that warrants extraordinary thinking. So you will have to get out of your ordinary thinking, your ordinary beliefs and expectations, if you want to experience a different life, a different relationship, a different job. Then you will have to change the way you think. And it all starts with a simple little idea. What if it is possible? What if it is possible for me? When you start to entertain the idea that it is possible, then you reduce the doubt that has kept you in your current state. It is the doubt that will keep you small. It will keep you in the habitual pattern that you find yourself in, because the desire for something else may start the turn in your road for something different. But if you let the doubt come up and rise, it will snuff out the desire in your heart that started this change of course. So you have to become disciplined in your thoughts. Go on a thinking diet. This may seem harder than it needs to be. It is an awareness of where your dominant thoughts are. And one really good way to notice where your dominant thoughts are at is by taking stock of what is going on in your life right now. What is happening around you? And do you like it? Are you happy with your life? Or do you want something else? It is also worth saying that nothing has gone wrong. The current reality is letting you know what you've been thinking, what your beliefs have been, and what you have been expecting. So when you look at your life right now, it is simply feedback to where your thoughts have been. And if there's something that you don't want anymore, then start by looking at it and getting to the root of your thoughts about it. Do you believe that your dream job is impossible for you to get? Then look at what has shaped that belief. Why do you believe that it's impossible for you? What evidence do you base this belief on? Is it that you haven't got it yet? That's old news. That evidence is based on the thoughts that you have thought up to now. But what is to say that you can't choose new thoughts? You are able to decide what things you want and what things you don't. The same goes for your thoughts. You can make it a practice to choose thoughts that support you rather than thoughts that tear you up and destroy your dreams, right? You can choose to take time out of your day to notice how you're feeling. Have you been feeling thoughts that support you, or have you been thinking thoughts that go in opposition of you? And then realign your thoughts. Allow yourself to be transformed by the thoughts that you think. Consciously decide what you want and identify the thoughts that will support you. Allow those thoughts to become a belief system and then the expectancy that it will come to pass the way that you want it to be. Give yourself the space and time to do this. You may need to realign your thoughts on a number of occasions. Whenever you notice that you don't feel good, just don't stop. Your current belief system has taken years to form, so be easy with yourself when you begin to readjust your belief system to be one that supports your life dream. But know that it is possible.